Legal writing, like other forms of writing, is a craft. There are lawyers and judges who are some of the most skilled writers alive. There is also a sea of lawyers who are bad legal writers. So the question is, how can you develop as a successful legal writer? I think the answer to this question is twofold. First, you must understand what makes strong legal writing strong. And second, you must nurture the traits that help you develop as a legal writer. Imagine building something. You want it to be strong and you want it to last forever. If we're talking about a physical structure, its structural soundness depends upon the laws of physics. I want you to think of legal writing in a similar way. But instead of its structural soundness depending on physics, instead it's going to be depending on a system of precedent. So anytime you're reading a case, ask yourself these types of questions. What court is it from? Is the opinion binding or is it persuasive? Is it published or unpublished? Is the part I'm relying on holding or is it dicta? And it's the answer to these questions that forms the intimate and inextricable relationship between legal research and legal writing. And it's understanding your sources, how they fit together, and then letting that guide the structure of your legal analysis. That's the key to strong legal writing. Judges, their clerks, partners at a law firm, opposing counsel, all have limits on their time. Being a lawyer is a busy life that can often be further complicated by incessant deadlines. That's why a successful lawyer's life typically trends towards efficiency. In recent years, there's been a movement in legal writing away from so-called legalese toward clear, plain writing. And I want you to embrace this movement. I think it's absolutely critical that at all stages in your legal writing, you're trying to make your point as clearly and effectively as possible. Usually, that does not require using fancy words. Sometimes it will, but only when the fancy word is the absolute best word to describe what you're trying to describe. You want to be clear, you want to be plain, but you also cannot dumb down or condescend what you're trying to assert. So be careful, be very mindful of the reader's time, whether it's a judge or a partner at your law firm or even a colleague, and do the best you can. Some of you may be insecure about your writing ability, just as you might be insecure about your ability to speak in front of groups of people. In my experience, people that are college educated fall within a range of ability when beginning legal writing. Some of you are perhaps very skilled in your preferred medium: academic writing, historical analysis, nonfiction essays, creative writing, poetry. But I'll tell you that legal writing is different, and I think the earlier you accept that, the more quickly you'll develop as a legal writer. Legal writing conventions are different, the mode of analysis is different. So what I think you should do is come to legal writing with a degree of humility and with a desire to improve. I think with that kind of an open, learning mind, you'll find the greatest success. Seek out constructive criticism. Ask your colleagues to look over what you're doing and listen very carefully to what they have to say and learn from your mistakes, and you'll continue to develop as a legal writer. So where do you start? I think the best possible place to start would be to seek out good, quality legal writing and do what you can to analyze that and then emulate it. I think the best source of this is modern legal writers that excel in that skill. I'll give you 3 names, all of which you'll read in law school: Justice Kagan, Justice Roberts, Justice Gorsuch. Whenever you come across one of their opinions, whether you agree or disagree with the legal analysis or conclusion, look at how clearly they write. They're all incredibly skilled. They've dedicated their lives to this craft, and they have a lot to teach by example.